Right, so now we move to my pigsty of a garage. Please excuse the mess. I have some idea where everything is. Anyway, the plan is to mount the quad lock on this crossbar. Now I like this Triumph crash pad. I think it's very snazzy, but I do feel that in use this lovely stitching is going to end up filthy, and I will ultimately end up taking it off. So I think the best thing to do is, well, to take it off straight away. So it should be, there we are. Right, so next step will be to have a quick measure of that bar. I reckon that's about 12, maybe 13 millimeters, half an inch in old money. Anyway, back in a moment. Well, according to my trusty calipers, it's 13 mil, so it's not a bad guess. So we use the appropriate adapter and we work from there. Chose to use quad locks, motorcycle, scooter mirror mount. It appeared to be the neatest and most compact for what I got and where I wanted to put it. It's got this little tiny, well, not tiny, they're great big clumsy plastic things, aren't they, but relatively compact clamp with a semi-circular bit that swings away, and then various adapters. Oh, we'll just throw them on the floor, why don't we? They'll be there a while. Various adapters for different diameters of crossbar. They are, I think, marked. Quad lock. Whether or not you can see them. Yes, 14 or 9/16 for that one. (25/64), blimey, or 10 millimeters for that one. And 15/32 or 12 millimeters for that one. So I think that's the one we'll go with, and we'll see how it works out. Obviously, ideally would be somewhere between the two. I think what I'll do, I'll try the larger one first and see if it tightens down enough. And if it doesn't, then obviously I'll try the other one and hope it opens up enough. So if we can just open it up. Yeah, well, that grips on there. Probably, maybe we'll have to just open that slot up a fraction. We'll see. I'm not sure whether or not, sorry, I was looking at the bush and not my camera picture. So anyway, that does grip. So we'll see. What I'll do, I shall review this footage, and if this is shit, I shall do it again. And if it's not, well, then you'll see this unedited. There you go. Right. Well, like a lot of us doing this with handheld phone cameras, fanning around trying to hold the camera with one hand and the what you're doing with the other is quite awkward. But anyway, the kit comes with a nice new Allen key so that you can split the assembly into two so that you can put it together. And then same Allen key for focus, there we are. Same Allen key to tighten up the clamp. Now if we move back to the crossbar, that's the 14mm one there, and that's the 12, and you can see that's a little too big, but will hopefully clamp up, and that one is a little too small. Now I'm hoping that this one will clamp up, because I think that one will need boring out, which is something I don't really want to get into doing if I can help it, but we'll see. Right, bear with me a minute while I go and undo this clamp, because I'll need both hands. Right, well, as suspected, we're never going to get that done up around the 12mm bush. So focus, that's it. So we won't be using that one. However, the 14mm bush looks much more promising, so we'll do our best. I will do my best to align the slot up with the gap in the clamp, but when that is squeezed up, I mean, I'm doing it by hand and you can just feel that pinching. So I'm hoping with that fully clamped, that will be just enough to hold that tight. If not, just a wrap of tape will be enough. It only needs a fraction to get that into place, I think, and that'll be spot on. Now I'm going to want to put it in the middle. My plan is to have the phone something like that, so that I will be able to see it see the speedo over the top of it, and it will sit across the crossbar like that. Will afford it some protection, and I will be able to run the power cable from the back end of the phone, base of the phone, round to here. Focus. Which is where the bike's USB socket is. Fingers crossed. So, the mounting screw does come, helpfully, with a blob of thread locker on it, which will obviously be activated as it's pulled up tight, which is a nice touch. Right, I have, as you can see, aligned the slot in the bush with the slot in the clamp so that it pulls it up nice and tight. Next job is to try and get it as close to in the middle as possible, because I'm a bit of a pedant for symmetry. And also because when the phone's not in it, I've got to sit and look at it, and that will really give me the hump if that's not straight. So if we have a measure there, .75, and 77. So well, I've successfully not managed to move that at all. So once again, I'll go back to using both hands and come back to you. Right, so it's a little bit awkward to be completely exact, but it's what your eye is going to get drawn to. So these ends are kind of neither here nor there. This is the distance that's going to pull your eye, is between that little weld there and the bracket and that one there. So we've got 80mm from the bracket to the bit either side, which, well, I hate to use the phrase near enough is good enough, but it certainly seems to be the case for the moment. So the next job is to just dog that down tight. Once we've made sure that it's going to be pointing at me. Right, having had a bit of a sit on the bike, work out roughly where the phone's going to be relative to my head when I'm riding. I think this is about the right angle. So we then use the supplied Allen key. This is harder to do than you'd think, looking through the camera. And we dog that down tight. So we have got, if you can make it out, I don't know that you can, shadows. See if we can force this to focus. Anyway, the slot in the clamp is closed right up, as is the slot in the bush, and that's nice and tight. Not so tight that if it took a whack it wouldn't move, but hopefully tight enough that the vibrations of riding the bike aren't going to see it drop round in front of me. As I say, if they do, then a wrap of tape will be more than enough, I think, to see that right. Next part of the puzzle is this vibration damper. Now, if this was a nice smooth 4, I probably wouldn't bother with this, but because it's a single and you do get a bit of a tingle through the bars, and because my phone cost a ridiculous amount of money, I thought it would be worth spending the extra few pennies on one of these. And once again, getting it out of the box with one hand is quite tricky. Right, so there we are. This is the focus, honestly. Vibration damper accessory. doesn't tell you much. So we get rid of that. So another new Allen key. That's nice. And there we are, like that. Now, I presume we have to just split the two halves to get at that mounting screw. At closer examination, you can just make out the securing screw in the bottom of the hole there, and you can get the Allen key through there to do it up, so you know you don't have to muck about trying to pull it to pieces, which is good. So that goes on there, and like that. So I think I'm going to want it like a Y shape. That'd be about right, I think. Get the screw started. That's it. And you can feel the little nubs to lock it into place so it doesn't spin around. And that looks about right to me. So we tighten that down. You can actually feel quite a bit of movement there without any. So that's to protect the optics in the phone, which means I won't break it, and you can have lots of nice new videos like this, maybe, if I can be bothered. Anyway, so that's that bit on. Now we have to reattach this piece. Now this, here we go, this is where my own personal mental demons will come into play, because I'm not going to want it like that, because that's going to obstruct my view of the speedo potentially, which will irk me. I'm not going to want it to one side or the other, because symmetry. So we'll put it like that. That's how my eye would live with it, and then I'll just have to accept the fact that push is upside down, which would normally be something that my diseased mind would not be able to tolerate, but it'll have to. Life is all about compromise, is it not? Let's see if I can get this started with one hand. Yes. So we bring it round. Could I live with that? Focus. Maybe. I do prefer that though. So anyway, so let's pop that in. That's that nipped up. Okay, so I think we are where we need to be with that. So let's go and get the case and see what it looks like. Right, these things are tricky with focal lengths and such like, but this appears to be as close as I can get to my rider's eye view. So that clips into place. Yeah, and when I'm sitting in the bike in the kind of neutral and relaxed position, the top of the case is just kissing the bottom of the rim of the speedo, so I can still see 0 and 10 without any problem. The phone appears to be nicely central in my eye line. My apologies, there's no phone in the thing, but obviously I'm videoing you on that, and it's like having broken glasses. You need your glasses on to fix your glasses, but you can't wear them because your glasses are broken. So anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. One quad lock mirror stroke whatever mount fitted to the crossbar of my Triumph 400X, so I'll be able to see where I'm going. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that's been instructional and will help you make some choices for your own bike, whether that's to do it this way or to say there's no bloody way I'm doing it like that, because that bloke's efforts look dreadful. So yeah, best of luck, ride safe, catch you soon, cheers, bye.